What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. Happy Thanksgiving. My name is Justin, YouTube's current sweater champion. Don't at me on that. I'm the YouTube sweater king of 2020.
I tell you something for your own good, pal. That's the worst fucking sweater I've ever seen. It's a Cosby sweater. A Cosby sweater.
But in all seriousness, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving under the weird circumstances.
Gobble, gobble.
I truly hope you guys are having a fantastic day and getting to eat all kinds of good food and all of that stuff. And I appreciate you guys spending a few minutes with me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, the reason you guys are all in my house right now, the top 10 Steelbook releases for December, and there is a bunch of really cool stuff. This year has been pretty strong for re-releases and stuff like that. December, we're actually getting a bunch of releases that have never hit 4K before, making the leap from Blu-ray to 4K, which is awesome. Some really fun titles. The bulk of the releases are coming out the first week of December, this Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, and then there's a handful in the later end of the month. So let's just jump right into it. Starting with December 1st, we have The Lord of the Rings 4K and The Hobbit Trilogy 4K. These are awesome. They're both coming in standard releases and really cool Steelbook packages. This is the first time both of these series are making the leap to 4K. I don't believe The Hobbit has gotten a 4K release yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, let me know, but I know the Lord of the Rings has not gotten a 4K release. So this is huge. It's got the theatrical and the extended versions on these. So definitely check that out on December 1st. Until I tell you different, these are all on the 1st. Next up, Chernobyl, making the jump from regular Blu-ray to 4K. If you guys have not seen this show, the show is absolutely fantastic. It's just disturbing, it's heartbreaking, it's just everything. It's such an intense show. I think the horror crowd will honestly get something out of this because there's some really disturbing imagery from the effects of the radiation, especially in this one hospital scene. Oh, it's gnarly, but the story is just incredible. The creators of the show and the writers did an absolutely amazing job of like dumbing down like straight up just insane like rocket science and made it easy for a big dummy like me to understand. So if I can understand it, you can too. It's not overly technical, but it does tell you like how and why this disaster happened, the Chernobyl disaster. So I highly recommend checking out Chernobyl. It's awesome. Next up, Coming to America, getting a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. This is also coming with a standard release. This one I imagine will sell out pretty quick. You might want to pre-order it if you can, or jump on that as soon as you can. It's going to go quick. Now this release, I'm assuming, is partly coming out at this time to promote the Coming to America 2, which is currently in production or done. I'm not quite sure, but I believe that's going to be coming to Netflix exclusively, so look forward to Coming to America 2. Next up, Top Gun 4K. This is not for the first time on 4K, but this specific Steelbook is a new Steelbook, so check that out. Next up, for the first time in 4K, Blade. Which is a movie that somehow has slipped through the cracks for me. I've never seen it, so I think I'm definitely going to check out Blade for the first time on 4K. It's a really cool Steelbook, and of course this is having a standard release as well. Next up, Leon the Professional, or Professional, the Luc Besson classic. I hear this thing looks fantastic on 4K, and this was actually the Luc Besson's first like American crossover film. He's done some really cool stuff. I love Luc Besson stuff, so really excited for Leon the Professional. I actually have the Mondo Steelbook up in that stack somewhere. Next up, Arrival in 4K. This movie's been released in 4K before, but this is a new Steelbook design. It actually looks really cool. I am a massive fan of Arrival. If you have not seen Arrival, it's such a cool, atmospheric movie that I've never seen sci-fi or an alien or the alien genre kind of done in this way, that really sort of humanizes in a way the aliens. You know, it sounds silly, but it really does. In this movie, Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, I think it's Jeremy Renner, communicate with the aliens in this really amazing way with these smoke signals. And if you look into the design of where these smoke signals came from, I think the guy who designed the alien language was actually on a Joe Rogan podcast, but it's a really interesting backstory into the language of these aliens. Definitely look into that. So Arrival on 4K Steelbook, and that's the last one for December 1st. Next up, December 8th. And after December 8th, there's really no Steelbooks to note coming out, so it's just 3 more. We have the Total Recall 4K Steelbook from Studio Canal that's coming out in a standard and a 4K Steelbook. The Steelbook art looks awesome, and this is a first time for 4K, so making the jump from Blu-ray to 4K. Directed by Paul Verhoeven. He did Showgirls, RoboCop, Starship Troopers, all that good stuff. So really looking forward to the Total Recall Steelbook. Also, December 8th is Tenet. Christopher Nolan's Tenet is coming to 4K Steelbook and standard release from Best Buy. I did not get a chance to see Tenet. This movie is going to be massive on Blu-ray and home release. I think the sourness of 2020 really hurt the reception of this movie. I think he probably should have just held off on the theatrical release. I don't think that was a good move, giving this thing a release in the middle of the, you know what. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Tenet. Regardless of the haters out there, I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And finally, on December 8th, Westworld Season 3 is coming to 4K Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. I saw the first few episodes of Season 1 of Westworld. Is that a show I need to look into? It seems so interesting. I've heard mixed reviews. I don't always base whether I'm going to watch something off reviews. If I'm going to watch something, I'm going to watch it, but I have heard mixed reviews on Westworld. Really interesting concept. I probably need to dive back into that and finish Season 1 and watch the rest of these seasons. So guys, that is it for December Steelbooks. Not a lot. I think probably Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna post another Blu-ray 4K release, and this is just gonna be an overall most anticipated releases of December, and there's gonna be a lot more releases on that. This is just the Steelbook, so keep an eye out for my next December Blu-ray release video. There's going to be a bunch of cool stuff from Kino Lorber and all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of really neat movies coming to 4K Blu-ray, things coming to 4K for the first time, so definitely check that video out. I'm hoping to have that probably out Saturday, maybe, I don't know. It'll be out in the next day or two. So guys, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. If you could give this video a like, maybe poke around and look at my other videos. If you dig my content, if you dig the channel, definitely think about subscribing. Thanks so much, guys. That's all I got for today. Stay weird, and until next time, bye.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.